NCAC sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of The Rundown. On this week's show, we'll highlight a first-place showdown in men's basketball between Worcester and Ohio Wesleyan, a solid week on the hardwood from Denison Junior Post Jet Spielman, and finally, we'll celebrate the Hiram women's basketball team, who was presented the Musial Award for sportsmanship prior to their game against Ohio Wesleyan last Saturday. We'll head down to Worcester, Ohio to open this week's show, as we had a thrilling first-place battle on the hardwood last Wednesday between Worcester and nationally ranked Ohio Wesleyan. The back-and-forth affair featured 10 lead changes and 10 ties in the second half alone, with 6 of the lead changes and 5 of those ties occurring in the final 3 minutes and 7 seconds. And with OU leading the Scots 90-89, following a pair of free throws from Claude Gray. With 4 seconds left in the game, Worcester sophomore Spencer Williams drove the length of the court and was fouled with 0.7 seconds left on the clock, sending Williams to the free throw line for the potential game-tying and game-winning points. He would convert both free throw tries to lift Worcester to the 1-point victory and a tie atop the NCAC men's basketball standings. Keeping our attention in men's basketball, Denison Junior Post Jet Spielman collected the league's Player of the Week award after he helped the Big Red improve to an even 6-6 in league play with a pair of double-digit scoring efforts in 2 DU wins. In the Big Red's 81-60 victory over DePaul, he logged his 8th 20-plus point performance of the year with 24 points. He then dropped another 16 points in the 69-59 win at Wittenberg on Saturday. In the 2 games combined, Spielman shot 47% from the field and a blistering 92% from the free throw line. Through 19 games this season, he leads the NCAC at the charity stripe with a 90% conversion rate and also ranks second in the league in scoring with 343 points. With several tight races shaping up in the NCAC men's basketball standings, there are quite a few key matchups on the slate this week, led by Wittenberg traveling to Ohio Wesleyan on Wednesday and Denison hosting Worcester on Saturday. And finally, we head down to Hiram, Ohio, where the Terriers women's basketball team was paid a visit by a pair of special guests on Saturday prior to their game against Ohio Wesleyan. Before tip-off, head coach Emily Hayes and the entire women's basketball team were presented the Musial Award in sportsmanship from the parents of Lauren Hill, recognizing them for their participation in Lauren Hill's one last game at the beginning of the 2014-15 season. The Musial Awards, which are named in the honor of the late St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Famer Stan Musial, are presented to those individuals and/or teams that celebrate the greatest moments of sportsmanship across North America. From the entire NCAC, we want to again recognize and congratulate the Hiram women's basketball team for their display of sportsmanship and their continued efforts to the Hill family and the Mount St. Joseph women's basketball team with their participation in the 2015 Lauren Hill Tip-Off Classic. And as always, NCAC sports fans, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings from around the North Coast Athletic Conference, you can visit our website at www.northcoast.org. Also be sure to follow us on Twitter at NCAC, as well as like us on Facebook. Well, that puts a wrap on this week's show, but be sure to join us again next week for another edition of The Rundown.